today we are going to start our third chapter, synthetic fiber and plastic. So in this chapter, we have to learn about what is this synthetic fiber. Miss, we will start with what is fiber, what do we mean by synthetic and collectively called as synthetic fiber. Then the other topic is plastic. Students, the content of this chapter is like this. We have to understand what is fiber, classification of fiber that we will see as natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Then the type of synthetic fiber, we have to learn about these 3 or 4 categories: rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic. Then feature or characteristic of synthetic fiber. This is the one part. The next part is about the plastic, various types of plastic like polythene, PVC, melamine, bakelite, other thing that we will see. Then the use of this plastic material that we have to see, and their characteristic also means the feature of this plastic material. Then what is the effect of this plastic material over our environment? The waste generated from this non-biodegradable material over the environment. Okay, these are the 3 topics that we have to learn. The chapter is very simple. Let us continue. So we have to start with the fiber. What is fiber? What are various types of fiber and how these fibers are useful to us? As students, most commonly we are using the various items or resources which are made up of fiber, like the cloth that we are wearing, that consists of fiber. As students, the bed sheet that we are using again consists of fiber. The thread that we are using in our necklace, the rope that we are using for various purposes, all of these consist of fiber. So what is this fiber? Fiber is a chemical substance which can be drawn into thin thread like a structure. Now, these fibers may occur naturally or may be prepared in our laboratory, called synthetic or artificial or man-made fiber. So students, just keep in mind, fiber means it consists of fabric. Fabric is the polymer or the chemical which consists of combination of various smaller units called as monomers. Students, if this is occurring naturally, it is called as natural fiber. If it is prepared in laboratory by using some raw material, that raw material may be occurring naturally or may be prepared artificially in our laboratory or may be obtained from the wood or petrochemicals, then such fibers are called as artificial fiber. A student, natural fiber, like you have heard, you are using the cotton clothes. Cotton is what? Cotton is a natural fiber. You are using the silk cloth or natural silk cloth. Silk is a fiber. The other wool. Wool is obtained from the sheep. It is also fiber. A student, the various other fiber that we can obtain from the plant, like the jute, even from the coconut, the coir. These are the fibers. Fibers means the thread-like long structure which can be obtained from the natural source, either plant or animal. But such a thread-like structure can be prepared artificially in our laboratory, then they are called as artificial fiber. Like you have seen, you are using the soap or you are using the rope. The rope not consists of cotton, but it consists of artificial fiber like nylon. So these artificial fiber are even used nowadays widely or even more than the natural fiber. These artificial fibers are also used for making the clothes, for making the bed sheet, for making the blankets, for making the carpets. Okay, student? So these things you have to keep in mind. So we will see about all of these in more detail. Students, so keep in mind the clothes that we wear consist of fabric. So fabric is made up of fibers. Fabric is what? The substance which is used for making the clothes. That is called as fabric. Simple meaning. Now, these clothes or this fabric is made up of these fibers. Fiber is what? Fiber is a chemical substance which consists of the chain or by the combination of various smaller units. That smaller units is called as monomer. And this fiber obtained by combining these bigger or by combination of large number of such a smaller unit or monomer is called as polymer. So student, these fibers are polymers. How is this? You can understand the thing very simply like this. Consider you are using the necklace consists of the beads. So students, if you are just taking one bead, two beads, three beads or different beads, this is not forming the necklace in itself. But when this is placed through a thread, then it acts as necklace. Okay, so how is this necklace? It consists of a smaller unit of beads. So this beads is like our monomer, and this bigger necklace is like our polymer. Okay, student? So that much simple. So you have to just understand fiber simply means the chemical substance which consists of large number of smaller units, and this chemical substance can be drawn into the thin long structure or thread like structure. That is called as fiber. That much simple. So students, so fiber is made up of various smaller units called as monomer. Students, we will see what are the monomers. More detail you will learn in higher standard, or even this name monomer may not be there. A student, keep in mind, mono means one, and here this poly means many. Mer means it is the structure, means one structure have combined to form the bigger structure. That bigger structure is acting as the fiber. Analogy can be understood. If we are taking the beads, beads is like the smaller units which is forming the garland, or the necklace, the complete necklace is like the polymer. Okay, student? Though the thread that we are using here, this consists of the fiber. Means itself consists of the various smaller unit. Those units like monomer, their structure are not required at your level. So in more detail we will not go. So students, so fiber simply means the chain of smaller units which combines to give the thread like structure or into a thin long structure, or that can be drawn into a thin long structure. Now these fibers may occur naturally, called as natural fiber, or may be prepared artificially in our laboratory, called as artificial fiber. Naturally occurring fiber are cotton, wool, silk, jute. Student, this wool is obtained from the sheep animal. The jute and cotton are obtained from the plant, and silk is obtained from the silkworm found on mulberry tree. Okay, student? So these two are the source of these two are animal and it is plant. Now Coming to this artificial fiber are broadly classified as nylon, rayon, polyester and acrylic. Students, we have to learn about all these in more detail. Where these fibers are used, this we are using everywhere now in our daily life, like for making the cloth. So cloth can be made from this artificial fiber like nylon or polyester or rayon, also from the natural fiber like cotton cloth. The bag mostly made from this artificial fiber. The bed sheet prepared by the mixing of or by the mixture of this artificial fiber and natural fiber to make more comfortable bed sheet and give more strength. If we are making the bed sheet totally of the cotton, then it will not be that much durable. Means its life will be lesser. The rope that we are using, the thread that we are using. So all these are consist of fibers. So these are the various uses of fiber. So what we have learned, students? We have learned the type of fibers. A student, keep in mind the type of fiber. So fiber can be classified as natural fiber and artificial fiber. Natural fiber are those fibers which are obtained from the nature, means from some living organism. Artificial fiber are those fibers which are prepared by human. Even how the human will prepare? Human will prepare by taking some raw material. Those raw material may be from the plant source, maybe from the animal source, or maybe synthesized in laboratory itself, or maybe the petrochemicals, means the petroleum product that we are obtaining from inside the earth. As students, keep in mind, so regarding type of fiber, one is natural fiber, another is synthetic or artificial or man-made fiber. Natural fiber are those fibers which are obtained from plants and animals, means from the living source. Example, cotton, wood, silk, jute. These are obtained from the living source, like cotton from the plant, wool from the sheep, animal, silk from the silkworm, jute from the plant. Keep in mind, this silk fiber obtained from the silkworm on mulberry tree, that you have also learned in your earlier standard. Coming to the synthetic fiber are those fiber which are made by the human. Means how the human is making this fiber? Human intervention or human processing is involved in that, like heating, cooling, or converting it into the thread or various other form. So that kind of processing or involvement or some lab process is involved. Keep in mind, students, since here the human intervention or man-made process are involved, it is also called as man-made fiber, or it is synthesized in our laboratory, so also called as synthetic fiber. Students, or artificial fiber also called as artificial fibers, all mean the same thing. Keep in mind, so this is made by human intervention or human processing is involved. Here raw material may be taken from the natural source or may be prepared in lab. Example, say the rayon is artificial fiber which is prepared by chemical treatment of this wood pulp. Means from the wood factory, the wood is converted into its chemical form in the form of the pulp. Okay, from that pulp, by the proper chemical treatment, we are getting this artificial fiber rayon. So student, most of these synthetic fiber, keep in mind, not the all, but most of them are prepared from the petrochemicals. What are these petrochemicals? From the earth or from inside the earth, we are getting coal and petroleum. You are knowing that. So that petroleum is the raw material for making the petrol that we are using in our vehicle, diesel that we are using in our vehicle, the kerosene while used for the various other purpose. Also, the chemical like tar that is used for making the road is called tar. Students, whatever this tar-like structure or all these structure or all these chemicals are collectively called as petrochemical. Means the chemicals obtained from the petroleum. Source of this petroleum is the earth. Means by the digging of the earth, we are getting this. So keep in mind, most of the synthetic fiber are prepared by number of processing using the raw material of petroleum origin. Okay, this petroleum is obtained by the mining or digging the well inside the earth. So this chemical is called as petrochemical. So keep in mind, most of these artificial fiber, they are obtained from the petrochemical. Petrochemical is what? It is a chemical or it is totally artificial kind of thing. But keep in mind, the rayon, which is a synthetic fiber, is prepared from the raw material which is obtained from the nature. So synthetic fiber can be prepared from the raw material obtained from the nature like wood, or from the petrochemical chemical that we are obtaining from the or inside the earth or from the petroleum. Students, here we have listed the rayon. It is obtained from the wood. The raw material is natural, but the rayon is obtained by processing of wood pulp by various chemical treatment. So this rayon or rain is artificial fiber. Nylon is obtained by similar chemical treatment of this coal, water and air. From that we are getting the fiber. The polyester and acrylics are obtained from the ester group or ester chemical. This ester chemical is again obtained from this petrochemical. Okay, student? So this is from the petrochemical. This is the petrochemical. So this way we have learned type of fiber, natural fiber, artificial fiber. Keep in mind, cotton, wood, silk are they, and even jute also are natural fiber. But rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic are artificial fiber. All these fibers and their characteristic we have to learn. What are their uses? Student, whatever I had explained. So this fiber is like combination of a smaller units. Even this necklace bead is there. These are the beads. Okay, one is called as beads. Collectively it is forming the necklace. This thread again used is of the fiber. You are getting that these beads are more flexible, but if you are joining the pins or the paper holding pins, then that structure or that thread will not be that much flexible. That you have to keep in mind. Students, we have to learn about more detail of the synthetic fiber. Just we have learned synthetic fiber are what? The fiber which are prepared by human, or it is also called as artificial fiber or man-made fiber. Students, the raw material can be obtained from the nature like wood or from the petrochemical or artificially like the petrochemical or coal or air, even the water. Students, so this synthetic or any fiber always consists of combination of large number of smaller units. That is important. So this is chain of smaller units. These smaller units are called as monomer. What is that chemical? How they are combining? how they are chemically joining. These things you will learn in higher standard in class 11. Students, so many such smaller units combine to form large single unit called polymer. So this polymer is the fiber. Means what, students? All the fiber are like the polymers. Means all the fiber may be of the different types, maybe nylon, rayon, polyester, acrylic, all of them are fiber, but all consist of different kind of smaller units which are combined. The smaller unit is called as monomer, and collectively that bigger unit obtained is polymer. So polymer for different kind of fiber will be different, or even the monomer for different kind of fiber will be different. Like for the polyester, the monomer or a smaller combining unit is the ester group. You will learn in higher standard what is this ester group. Okay, but for the PVC, the smaller combining unit is vinyl chloride. So for the different artificial fibers, different smaller chemical units are combined. Okay, the bigger unit form is called as monomer. So keep in mind, different fibers means different polymer. Means for each fiber there is unique polymer and the smaller combining unit called monomer. Students, the term poly, you can see here, this polymer consists of the two words. One is called poly and this is the mer. Student, the poly word means it is many. Many means more than one. Means more than one or many such unit have combined. Mer means it is the structure or units. Okay, na? The part or units. This poly means it is the many. So large number of such smaller unit have combined to form this polymer. Means to form a specific fiber. So students, even the naturally occurring fibers are also consist of the same monomer and polymer. Means the different kind of monomer and polymer. If we consider the cotton, students, the cotton itself consists of the bigger molecule called as cellulose. Now this cellulose is obtained by combination of a smaller unit or the simpler molecule called glucose. What is this glucose? You will learn in higher standard. This glucose is C6H12O6, this molecule. When they are undergoing a process called polymerization. Polymerization is a chemical process by which large number of smaller units are combined together. I am considering the n number. This n may be your 100 or even the thousands or 10,000s or even in the millions or billions also. So say 1,000 molecule or say even 100 molecules of this glucose have combined to form this single thread like a structure. That single thread like a structure is denoted as C6H12O6. They are joined together, so N is written here. As you can see, if this glucose molecule is of this much length only, then this is the one glucose molecule. You may consider this is the glucose molecule 1. The other glucose molecule will come here and join at this end and its length will increase. The third one will come and join here, its length will increase. So they are joining in larger number to form a very bigger thread. Okay, student? The joining is always at the end to end, therefore its length always increases. It is that much simple. So whatever this smaller unit that is used here, students, the smaller units that is being used here, that smaller unit is the monomer. Here we can see that this is the smaller unit. This smaller unit is acting as the monomer. Students, keep in mind this part is only the monomer. This is our monomer. But when such units have combined to form this bigger structure is the polymer. Here I had explained the polymer for the cotton, which is a natural fiber. Similarly, for the artificial fibers also, there are different monomers or a smaller combining unit which combines to form the bigger structure. These monomers and polymers, their structure are not in your label. You have to just understand what are the various uses or various types of such artificial fiber. Student, keep in mind. If you wish, you can write this example. So this is the glucose molecule, which is acting as the monomer. Monomer means the single structure, and this is collectively called as cellulose. And this is the polymer. This polymer is our cotton. So for different fibers, there are different kind of polymers that we have to keep in mind. Students, there are total these 4 kind of artificial fibers. Okay, for making the fibers, we are using these 4 kind of artificial polymers. Or even this polyester and acrylic can be kept together, then it is the 3 categories. So what is the source? What are their uses? I have made this table. And what is their unique feature? That you have to keep in mind. So understand it carefully. Student, these synthetic fibers are broadly classified into rayon, nylon, polyester, and acrylic. What are their features? How they are prepared? What are their uses? Everything I have written. Keep in mind. So what is the source or raw material for making the rayon? So rayon is made by the chemical treatment of wood pulp. So the raw material is from the wood. From the wood, you can say, from the wood this rayon is prepared by chemical treatment. Nylon is prepared from the coal, water and air. So coal is treated chemically in presence of water and air, means the coal pulp is basically first prepared, from that the nylon is prepared. Keep in mind, the fiber obtained here have different smaller combining unit, means monomer, or the nylon polymer is different from the rayon polymer. That's why they are different. They are kept in different categories. So coal, water and air. Polyester, it is obtained by polymerization of ester group. Ester is what? A sweet smelling chemical. Okay, they are polymerized to get this ester, and that chemical is obtained from the petrochemicals. Okay, the petroleum product. Same is the acrylic, is also by the polymerization of the petrochemical. The same one is also this source, but their treatment and actions are different. That's why they are given differently, but it is almost appear or kept in this polyester group. A student, so what is the source? Keep in mind, remember here, rayon from the wood, nylon from the coal, water and air, or simply the coal, polyester and acrylic from the petrochemical. These 3 things you have to keep in mind. Now, how you can identify what is the appearance, how it look like? A student, artificial fiber, say rayon, this have the texture or appearance similar to the silk. How the silk give the shiny color, or how soft that silk is, that much softer fabric or fiber from this rayon can be made. That's why rayon is also called as artificial silk. So keep in mind, it resembles as silk. Students, nylon, too much shiny. Okay, it is also lighter. So it is quite shiny and lighter. Polyester, it is heavier, also very shiny. Students, coming to acrylic, acrylic appear like wool. How is the wool? The similar appearances of this acrylic. So it is also called as artificial wool. Okay, student? So it is artificial wool. Student, you have to make this table. Okay, no? आप quickly note कर लीजिए, एक जगह मिलेगा नहीं आपको. Just make like this. The next, what are the uses? Each of these fiber have some specific or unique feature. Based on this or based on that unique feature, these are used at different places. See, this rayon have the appearance like silk or appear like the silk. Therefore, it is used for making the cloth like sari and other clothes which are very soft in nature. Okay, so it is used for making the soft cloth. Even this is also used for making the bed sheet and carpet. Keep in mind, for making the bed sheet, to keep it more softer and comfortable, we are mixing the cotton with this rayon for making the bed sheet. It is important one, must note down this table, student. And for the carpet, where we need the harder, a bit more hardness and rough thing, we are mixing this rayon with the wool. Again, this wool may be this artificial wool like acrylic or maybe the natural wool. Students, coming to this nylon, nylon have another unique feature because of its strength. It is quite stronger. Even its thread is so strong that it appears like the wire. How much the strength of this wire? Up to that much. Therefore, it is used for making the rope, the tent, even in your toothbrush, whatever you are using for your rubbing the tooth, that part, the toothbrush, even the car seat belt, the bags, the curtain, the parachute, and a rope for climbing or mountaineering. So the unique feature for this nylon is its strength very strong. Therefore, they are used for making these things. These are also used for making the cloth, but cloth is not that much comfortable as this rayon and cotton is. That's why most of the stronger and rough thing were required. We are using this nylon. Students, this polyester is used for making the dresses. Another thing, the umbrella cloth. So this is highly denser. Polyester clothes are highly denser. They do not allow the water to pass from one side to another. They are that much denser. That can be woven into that much denser. Therefore, umbrella cloth made of polyester. They are used for shiny dress material. Okay, various other uses we will also see. Coming to this acrylic, acrylic are used for making the winter garments like your woolen clothes, like sweater, jacket. Okay, sweater, shawl, blanket, jacket. They are made from the acrylic. Means which of the artificial fiber is used as woolen cloth? Keep in mind, it is the acrylic. It appears like wool. That's why it is also called as artificial wool. Resemble that as wool. So based on this, these were the uses. So keep in mind the uses: rayon, bedsheet, carpet, dress material; nylon for the rope, tent, bag, curtain, where very much or too much strength is required; polyester for shiny dress material in our umbrella; acrylic for the winter clothes like sweater, shawl, blanket, jacket. It is. Students, what are their features? Regarding strength, this nylon is very much stronger. Even this is stronger than the steel wire. This rayon is relatively lesser stronger. This polyester is also stronger, but it is lesser than that of nylon. Acrylic is relatively lesser strength. So it is the strongest that you have to keep in mind. Students, the other feature like this nylon and this rayon, some wrinkles are formed. Wrinkles means the small thread appear to coming out while they are rubbed. So wrinkles is formed if they are used where it is rubbed again and again. But this polyester, over the polyester, wrinkles are not formed. So if you want to make the wrinkle-free cloth, you have to go for polyester. Keep in mind. So not get wrinkled. This is the unique feature. Then these various materials are available by different names. And that this polyester is present in market in different names, means different clothes material in different names. So it is the polyester. So the polyester, the same or the variant of polyester may be terline. Terline is what? Nothing but one kind of polyester. Another polycot, also polyester. Polyol, terrycot or terrycot. Okay, students? So these are the different type of polyester. These polyesters or these different names are obtained by mixing this polyester fiber with some other kind of fiber. Like if it is with the wool, this polyester is mixed, it is called as polywood. If with the cotton, if it is mixed, it is called as polycot or terrycot. More detail we will see. Okay, student? So these are the differences, or this table is very much informative. Questions are directly asked. So this way we have learned about the type of synthetic fiber. Let us see in more detail regarding each of this, though this was the comparison table. Student, let us come for the rayon first. Student, this rayon is also called as artificial silk because it resembles like this silk or appear like the natural silk. The natural silk is obtained from the silkworm found on the mulberry tree, and very first time the China has discovered this silk, and it was quite costlier. The silk cloth are very much attractive. They are quite flexible and appear better. So the effort were made to prepare this silk artificially, and in around the 19th century the artificial silk was prepared. That artificial silk is called as rayon, and this was prepared by the treatment or chemical treatment of wood pulp, means from the wood this silk was prepared. You can understand like that. So students, it is also called as artificial silk. You are getting that this rayon is obtained from the chemical treatment of wood, though the wood obtained is from the natural source. But this wood, you cannot use this as the thread or as the fiber. So this wood is treated chemically to get the wood pulp. Then by the further chemical treatment, it converted into the fibers. That's why it is called as man-made fiber. Keep in mind, compared to this natural fiber, it is quite cheaper, but the characteristic appear like the natural fiber. Even this artificial silk or rayon is more durable or have more strength than the natural silk. Okay. So since it is more flexible, it can be easily woven into the woven like silk fiber into the cloth. Also, this can be dye very easily. Means different colors can be given to this fiber. Keep in mind, when this rayon is mixed with cotton, so mixture of cotton and rayon is used for making the bed sheets. And when this rayon is mixed with the wool, then it is used for making the carpet. Students, so let us see how it appears. You are getting that? The use of rayon fiber for making this bed sheet, and these are the carpets. So in carpets, what is there? Carpet made up of rayon with wool. Bed sheet made up of rayon with cotton. This cotton gives the comfort. Okay, it is this. So this was for the rayon. The next artificial fiber is our nylon. Students, nylon is totally man-made. Means no any natural raw material is used. It is obtained from the treatment of coal. Means from the coal which is obtained from the mining. So that coal is treated with water and air to get this nylon fiber. So students, so keep in mind, that's why it is called as fully synthetic fiber. What is fully synthetic fiber? It is the nylon that we have to keep in mind. Students, it is prepared from the coal, water and air. It is quite a stronger. It is the unique feature. Also, it is quite elastic. Elastic means if you are pulling it, it appears that its length will increase, but if you are removing that force, then it will automatically shrink back to its original shape. That is called elastic. So it is elastic. Also very light. So very strong, elastic and light. These are the unique features. Also, it is very lustrous. Lustrous means shiny color or better appearance. So easy to wash. Considering these features, it is used for making the cloth like our socks. Mostly they are made up of nylon. Students, they are used for making socks, rope, even the seat belt, even the sleeping bag, means the thin bag, the cotton there. A student, it is so strong that this can be used for the rope for mountaining or for climbing over the mountain. Even it is stronger than the steel wire. That's why it is preferred. So student, the parachute rope, parachute and ropes for rock climbing, it is used. So this was about the nylon. You can see some of the uses of this nylon are here. Used for making your seat of your car or in your houses. The rope, the toothbrush, students, the cotton. Even wherever more stronger or more strength is required, this material, these threads, and even this part is also consist of the same thing. This is basically the polyester and this is nylon. See, this rope, that is made up of nylon. You are getting that? It is used for climbing or mountaineering. It is the parachute. It is household items. The third category is our polyester and acrylic. Students, keep in mind, these have the feature that they do not get wrinkled easily. Therefore, they are preferred for making the dresses. Students, the various polyester that we are using, one of the variant or one of the type, polyester is the broader category, which is the polymer of the ester group. One of the example is, or the type of polyester is terling. Terling is the most popular polyester whose fabrics are very fine and used for making the clothes. So they gave the fine fabric that can be woven like any other yarn. Means from that the cloth can be made. Student, keep in mind there is another category called acrylic, which is similar to polyester, but they have different or slightly different features. This acrylic have the characteristic or appearance like the wool. Keep in mind, the acrylic have the characteristic similar to wool. Therefore, they are used for making the sweaters, shawl, blankets, your jackets, and other. Means whatever the winter season clothes are required, that we are using. So it appears like natural wool. Students, you might have heard about PET. PET is what? It is nothing but it is the polyester. The short name of that polyester is PET. This PET material or this PET fiber, PE means it is poly, it is ester. Students, this PET polyester material is used for making the jar. Okay, student, like the plastic material. Students, this PET is very familiar form of polyester. तो पॉलिस्टर का ही शॉर्ट नेम आपको पीईटी बोलते हैं. मार्केट में पीईटी नाम से बहुत फेमस रहता है. स्टूडेंट जैसे बोलते हैं ना पीईटी जार और पीईटी के बॉटल्स, सो इट इज नथिंग बट इट इज पॉलिस्टर बॉटल्स. सो यूज फॉर मेकिंग द बॉटल्स, utensils, film, wire, and other useful product. Students, keep in mind this polyester is nothing but it consists of the smaller unit or repeating unit of ester. Okay, the name poly means many ester have combined. What is this ester? Ester is a chemical substance which have sweet smelling characteristic. You will learn in higher standard in class 10th. Okay, so that have the fruit their smell, means fruit like smell or sweeter smell. So fabric are sold by the name, means this polyester fabric are sold by different name like polycot, polyode, tarlin. Keep in mind these names are important. Student, when it is called polycot, it is called as polycot when polyester is mixed with cotton. The name itself indicates poly means polyester, cot means cotton. Then the next one is polywood. Poly means polyester, wool means polyester mixed with wool is called polywool. Okay, student, this is the terracotta. Student, so tarlin is the other name of this polyester. Keep in mind, here we have understood this is the tarlin. So when this tarlin is mixed with the cotton, it is called as terracotta. So it is tarlin plus cotton. Keep in mind, it is terracotta. The same tarlin, whatever we have learned now. Here, the same tarlin, which is one kind of polyester, or a special kind of polyester, which is having very fine structure. So keep in mind this name: polycot, polyester plus cotton; polywool, polyester plus wool; terracotta is a special kind of polyester called tarlin plus cotton. This thing you have to keep in mind. Students, this way we have learned about the artificial fiber. Now we are going to learn about the advantage and disadvantage of this artificial fiber. Just we have learned these artificial fibers are quite stronger. They are more cheaper. They are more durable. They are lighter. These are the advantages. They are cost effective, means they are appear at lesser cost. They are more durable, means they can be used for a very longer period than the natural fiber. Therefore, these artificial fibers are used for making clothes, making other household items like the rope, cotton, seat belt, many more things. Student, but they have one limitation. If you burn the natural fibers or the cloth consists of the pure cotton, it will burn. Okay? Like other thing like paper or wood, it will burn. But if you want to burn the artificial fibers, say polyester cloth or even the nylon or tarlin cloth, that will not burn. Rather, they start melting. And on melting, if someone is wearing, that will stuck to the skin. So that is the main disadvantage. That's why it is always advised that, not to use this polyester or artificial fabric while you are going in kitchen. Okay, while cooking, do not use this artificial fiber cloth. Why? Because by some unfortunate condition, if the fire catches in the dress, then that will not burn, rather that will melt and stuck to the person. So it is quite difficult to remove it easily. Okay, that's why it is advised not to use this artificial cloth while going to kitchen or for the cooking purpose. So question is asked. Advantage, many advantages. They are cheaper, means they are affordable. They are durable, means they long for very, or they last for a longer time. They are cost effective, means the cheaper or cost effective means the same thing. They are light, means easily they can be carried. There are various advantages, but the disadvantage is they do not burn, they melt. That is the main disadvantage. Even on melting, they are producing very harmful gases. They causes the air pollution. That we will learn in last section. So students, keep in mind. So they are more durable, affordable, but the disadvantage is synthetic fiber melt on heating. So that's why if the fire is catches, that creates problem, and it is advised not to go in kitchen or in laboratory while where there is fire hazard or there is a chance of catching the fire. Student, what are the characteristics or the other properties where they are used? Already we have learned polyester is used for making the clothes. So students, this was all about the synthetic fiber. So one of the part is finished. We have learned what are the various types of synthetic fiber, students. Then what are their advantages and disadvantages that we had learned. Students, our next section is plastic. What is this plastic? Like fiber, which consists of very small structure, plastic is also consists of a combination of various small structure. But this combination may be in the straight line, means one after another, or maybe the crossed, one with this, at the same time this is combining with this is combining with this, like this one. So students, keep in mind, this plastic is the chemical substance which consists of various smaller units. These combinations can be in this linear, means just one after another. This is the one unit. Okay, students, this have combined with the other unit, to form a long chain or thread like a structure. So this combination is your linear combination. It is also possible that this unit may combine with this as well as this one. Okay, and on this side maybe someone on this side, maybe someone. So this is called as what? Crossed. This one is one linear, another. So it is called as cross-linked arrangement. So this arrangement of these smaller units called as monomer. This one unit is called as monomer. Monomer. And this bigger unit obtained collectively, it is called as polymer. So plastic is also one kind of polymer. Here combination may be linear, like in the fabrics or fibers, or maybe the crossed one. Students, keep in mind, plastic is the polymer which have the tendency or to get molded or converted into the various shape, even thread-like structure to a sheet-like structure to a three-dimensional sphere-like structure, or in any other structure. But plastic are not used for making the thread because their threads cannot be woven easily. But artificial fibers, their threads can be woven easily to form the cloth. Therefore, plastic are not used for making the clothes. Keep in mind, plastic fibers are not easy to woven. Get it? Though this plastic is also polymer. Keep in mind. So all plastic do not have same type of arrangement. That may be linear, like for making the thread-like structure. Maybe the crossed one for the flat structure. Students, the example of plastic are the polythene bag that you are using for carrying the various food items or packing of food items or your chips or other processed food. That is the polythene, that is the plastic. The other important is the PVC, polyvinyl chloride, also used for making the polythene-like structure. Students, these are what the first example is flexible plastic material. Means on heating, their shape changes, or this can be folded or converted into the new structure, or they can be melted and recasted into new structure. But the other example like bakelite, melamine, Teflon, these cannot be folded easily, means they are not that much flexible. Once it is casted, its structure will remain as it is. Like you can see, this is the pen, you cannot fold it. Even if you apply the more force, it will break. Even if you are heating this will not be that much flexible and you cannot fold it. But some other plastic material, like this is the plastic material or the plastic bottle, if I heat it, it will be melt and it will take the new shape. That's why you might have seen that the plastic bottles get the new shape when hot water is kept in it. Okay? Why? It consists of this kind of plastic which can be molded or whose shape can be changed by heating. That kind of plastic is called as thermoplastic. But there are some other category of plastic which are very hard and whose shape cannot be changed. That is called as thermosetting plastic. Those things we are going to learn in more detail. Students, these plastic are used for making various useful items for our daily life, even the chair, bucket, toys, or even the car, means some of the part of that car or vehicle, this bucket or the glass. So these various items can be prepared. Why? Because this plastic can be easily molded or casted or converted into different shapes. It is quite lighter, Also, it is quite durable and have higher strength. Means it is quite strong. That's why this plastic have wider used in our daily life. Students, keep in mind, they can be converted into different shapes. Means all possible shape and size they can be converted, like it is shown here. Students, this plastic, once after use, if it become older, they can be melted and recycled to make the new items. Students, so these are recyclable, means again melted and casted into new one, or even they can be reused. They can be colored, means by dyeing it, it can be colored into different colors. Means while the plastic is polymerized, at the same time some dye are kept inside. So painting is not from the outer surface, but it is mixed with the dye. Student, they can be rolled into the shape like rolling means bucket or this cylinder or this glass. Even they can be converted into the wire structure also. So these are the various uses. Now, what are the various types of plastic? Just we have learned plastic have wider uses because of its durability. It is lighter. It can be converted into different shapes. As students, we are observing that some of the plastic items are flexible, like the bottle that we are using, but the handle of the cooker, you might have seen, which is very hard, it cannot be molded. Once it is molded, either it will break or even it cannot be burnt by heat. Considering these features, the plastic are categorized into two categories. So type of plastic, two type. One is called as thermoplastic. The other one is called as thermosetting plastic. A student, thermoplastic are those plastic which when heated, its shape get changes. Means the flexible plastic which can be converted into different shapes on heating. They are called as thermoplastic. Thermo means heat. So heating, its shape can change. Example, the water bottle that we are using, the polythene bag that we are using, these are made up of thermoplastic. But there are some other kind of plastic which are not flexible, and even on heating, its shape cannot be changed. Like the cooker, the handle of the cooker or kitchen item, or the kitchenware used in our microwave oven, on heating, their structure do not change it. Means their shape is always fixed. So such kind of plastic whose shape is fixed and which cannot be converted into other shape by heating is called as thermosetting plastic. Example, the plastic used in car, you cannot change its shape. The handle of the kitchen item, the kitchenwares. So various thermosetting plastic, like it is consist of the thermosetting plastic. So thermosetting plastic are again of the different types. So let us say, so what is this thermoplastic? Such plastic which gets deformed. Deformed means its shape can be changed on heating and can be easily bent. Means different shapes that can be converted into different shapes. So you may write that can be converted into different shapes on heating. Means they are flexible plastic, but these are of the fixed shape means the shape cannot be changed by heating. Means they are not flexible. Okay, they are called as the thermosetting plastic. Students, keep in mind, thermoplastic means their shape can be changed. Changing shape is called as deformation is possible. Example of thermosetting plastic are polythene and PVC. The polythene bag that we are using, and the PVC means polyvinyl chloride. That is also like the polythene one. These two are. Where they are used for making the items whose shape can be changed, or which is lighter, or which shape doesn't matter too much, or where the heat or higher temperature is not required. Like for making the toys, your combs, various type of containers, jars, etc. They are thermoplastic. The other category is thermosetting plastic. The plastic which cannot be deformed by heating it. So plastic which once molded, its shape cannot be changed, means it cannot be softened on heating. Okay, but the thermoplastic was deformed on giving the heat, means they are soft, but it is quite hard, and even on heating it will not soft. Example of thermosetting plastic are, keep in mind, student, you have to keep 3 example in your mind. So student, the example are bakelite, melamine and Teflon. Keep in mind, these are the 3 examples that you have to learn. Bakelite, melamine and Teflon. These are thermosetting plastic. Student, the good thing about the plastic is that they are poor conductor or bad conductor of electricity. Through it, the electricity cannot pass. Also, they are the poor conductor of heat. Keep in mind. Excluding the special kind of thermosetting plastic called Teflon. Teflon have slight different features that I will explain. Coming to this bakelite, it is poor conductor of heat and electricity. It cannot conduct electricity. And it is used for making the hard items like the switches, switchboard, means those items whose shape is fixed, and even for making the utensils, the handle of the utensils, like the handle of the cooker, etc. Handle of the various utensils. So keep in mind, question is asked, handle of cooker made up of which kind of plastic? Bakelite, melamine, Teflon. Keep in mind, it is the bakelite. Coming to the next category of the thermosetting plastic, it is melamine. Melamine have the special feature that it do not burn at all. It can tolerate very high temperature, even more than 1000 degrees. Means it do not melt, it do not catches fire. Therefore, this melamine is used for making the fire resistance material, like the dresses of the firefighters. It is made up of this melamine. So it is a fire resistance material that we have to keep in mind. It is quite versatile material. Versatile means can be used for different purposes. The unique feature is it is fire resistance. It can tolerate very high temperature. That's why it is used for making even the floor tiles of the kitchen also. Okay, for making the dresses for the firefighter or fire persons also, for making the kitchen wares like the utensil for microwave oven. So microwave oven utensil is made up of which kind of plastic? Bakelite, melamine, Teflon. It is the melamine. This you have to keep in mind, students. So it is used for making the floor tiles, kitchenware, and the fabrics which resist the fire. Means fire person dresses. Uses are very important. Must note it. The next one is Teflon, non-stick material, or the non-stick fry pans. So non-stick fry pans are made up of this Teflon. Ready? Keep in mind the special plastic. So Teflon is a special plastic on which oil and water do not stick. Therefore, it is used for making the non-stick coating. Okay, so non-stick cooker or non-stick fry pan, they are made up of this Teflon. Students, even it gives the induction effect also. Even this melamine is also used for making the induction bases. Keep in mind. But for non-stick, the Teflon is used. Students, some of the example of this thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic are shown here. Thermoplastic, this one, making the pot or a storage jar, making the cover of this wire. Okay, wire outer cover. It is made up of the plastic. It is thermoplastic. Means their shape can be changed by heating. Thermosetting plastic, where shape change is not required or it shall tolerate very high temperature. They are the switchboard. This is the tiles. Okay, the tiles. This is the plate that you are used for dinner. This is what? The handle of the cooker. Okay, the other item, kitchen item. Okay, students, these are important. The example are very important. Students, plastic are lighter, very much durable. That's why it is used for making the car or even a spacecraft also. They can be dyed or painted in different colors. They can be easily converted into different shapes. Therefore, it is used for or used in car, a spacecraft, a space vehicles. It is this one. The other thing is, other feature which make it is heat resistance. Means it do not conduct the heat and electricity. So keep in mind, it is lightweight, low price, good strength, and easy to handle. Also insulator, it is used in our car, a spacecraft, and a specific or a special kind of this plastic is used for a specific purposes like thermosetting and thermoplastic. What are the example of thermosetting plastic and thermoplastic? Do not forget. They are very important. Students, they can be easily converted into different shapes and they can be, and from that we can make the furniture and other items. Students, the feature are listed here. These plastic are non-reactive. Non-reactive means they do not corrode easily. Like other metals, say iron, aluminium, if it is left in atmosphere, after some time, you will get some rusting over the iron or some tarnishing of the surface of the metal. Like aluminium loses its brightness. That is called what? Corrosion. That corrosion is nothing but that is called as the reaction or reactivity of that metal toward the other environmental, air or other item. But the plastic do not react with any other gases. That's why they are not corroded or their color do not changes easily. Okay, though by keeping in the sunlight for a very longer day or for a very long duration, the color may change slightly. Okay, but in general, this corrosion rate is very, very slow. So keep in mind, so when it is left exposed to moisture and air, it do not rusted, but the iron get rusted. First property is the non-reactivity. Means they do not react like metal. That's why they do not get corroded. That's why it is more durable and it lasts for a very longer time. It is the first property. The next one is it is lighter, very strong, and easily converted into different shapes. Because of that characteristic, it is used in aircraft, car, spaceship, making chair, and other household items. It is this characteristic: light, strong, and very durable for making the plastic containers and other things. The third characteristic, it is poor conductor. Because of its poor conductor, it is used for making the switches or switchboard or the handle of the cooker and household items or the kitchen. Okay, student, because of its poor conductor. It is used for making the covering of the wire to avoid the possible shocks. It is this one. So that's why with the help of this, we have learned the various uses of this plastic. Students, I had already explained in this plastic have various other uses. If you are taking this Teflon, it is used for making the non-stick. If we are taking the melamine, students, melamine is used for making the fireproof plastic. Okay, already explained. These are thermosetting plastic. Keep in mind, already explained. So this was all about the plastic. Now we have to learn about the effect of this synthetic fiber and plastic over our environment. A student, for that we have to understand the waste generated by us. A student, what is this waste? Could you recall the term resources? Resources are the useful things. Anything which can be used is called resource. The opposite to this resource is waste. Waste is what? Anything which is no longer useful for us, that is called as the waste. Like you are purchasing the banana from the market. Banana is acting as a resource because you are going to use it. But not all the banana. The peels of the banana or the skin or outer covering of the banana is not useful. So for using that banana, this peels or the outer covering is acting as a waste for us. The food item, what we are left unconsumed, that is spoiled, that get converted into waste. So waste are what? Those things which are no longer used have to be thrown away. They are called as waste. Waste are generated in various forms. Students, from our kitchen, these peels of vegetable and fruits are generated. From the chips that you are eating, the polythene is generated because from the market you are purchasing the chips bag. You are eating the chips, but the waste generated is the polythene. Students, from the cloth, even after reuse, lastly when it is totally not usable or reusable, then it acts as a waste for us. Now keep in mind, whatever the various kinds of waste that is being generated, even nowadays, even if you are using a mobile, the covering of the mobile is made up of plastic. So the plastic waste is generated. Inside that plastic, the various electronic items or chips are there. The electronic waste are generated. So various kind of wastes are generated by us. Waste are what? Those things which are no longer useful. They are called as the waste. It is opposite to the resource. Resources is the useful thing. Like you purchase a mobile, then as long as the mobile is functioning, it is useful or it is a resource for us. But if the mobile is not useful, once it gets damaged, then it gets converted into waste. You have to throw it. Where you are throwing? Either you are putting it in the dustbin or throwing on the road. That creates a lot of problems. So what are those problems? How this waste generated is going to affect our environment, or how our environment is getting polluted because of the waste generated by us? Those things we are going to learn. As students, the various waste generated we have listed could be the simple waste of the fruits and vegetables. It can be the waste of the fabric, say the cotton cloth, or the artificial fiber. The waste like plastic, polythene, so these are the common kind of waste which are generated. Now, all these waste can be divided into two categories based on whether these waste are easily decomposed or taking a very long time for its decomposition. Like if you are eating the banana and just throw the banana peels and over the road or just nearby your house and observe after how many days what will be the structure and where it will go. You will observe that just after 2 or 3 days it have been converted into the finer or smaller pieces, and after few days it will decompose totally by the other microorganism and it will mix with the soil. Means the banana peels, the fruit peels which are easily decomposed, means broken into smaller pieces and mixed with the soil, are called as biodegradable waste. But the other category of waste, say you throw the polythene bag or the polythene cover after eating the chips, you will observe that the polythene will remain behind your house or near to the road even for a month. Not even for a month, even for a year. Not even for a year, even for 10 years or 20 years, even it is possible to remain undecayed for hundreds of years. If you throw the thermosetting plastic, it will not decompose at all, even in hundreds of years. So such a waste which do not decay or decompose easily within few years is called non-biodegradable waste. So waste are of the two categories. Let us see this. So waste are non-useful things are called as waste. They can be biodegradable, non-biodegradable. Biodegradable are those waste or those material which get decomposed through the natural process by the action of the microorganism, bacteria, fungus, other thing in few years or up to few years. So these waste which can decompose easily by the natural process or by the action of the nature, say heat, water and microorganism like the banana peels, fruits. So they are biodegradable. They are not affecting our environment. Even while they are decomposing or decaying, they are not affecting, means they are not giving the harmful gases to the environment. So they are environmental friendly, means they get recycled. Rather, these biodegradable waste like food peels, vegetables and other the green leaves or oats. These are, so they decompose, they mix with the soil, and again they give nutrient to the soil. Hence they are useful. They are friendly to the environment. But the other category called non-biodegradable, those wastage which do not decompose easily by the natural process. They will remain in our environment over the hundred of years. And even if they are decaying very slowly, then they produces harmful gases to our environment, and the environment get contaminated or get polluted. This is called as environmental pollution. Students, means non-biodegradable gases, sorry, non-biodegradable waste are those waste which do not destroy or decompose easily. They remain in environment for a very longer time. They are producing harmful effect over the environment, and they causes the environmental pollution. Means even on decaying, they produces the harmful gases that pollutes the environment. Students, the example of such non-biodegradable waste are the polythene bag that we are using for eating the chips and throwing it here and there. The polythene bag that we are taking from the market, the polythene container, once the polythene jar appear to you older, you just throw it here and there. So these are the non-biodegradable waste which are very harmful to our environment. How they are affecting, that we are going to learn. So student, these plastic waste and electronic wastes are non-biodegradable waste. But the peels of vegetable, fruits, wood, natural fiber, they are biodegradable. Even this artificial fiber lies here. Student, artificial or synthetic fiber. Write it. Synthetic fibers. They are non-biodegradable. Means they do not decay easily. They do not get decomposed by the natural process. Natural process means by the presence of sunlight, facing of the rain water, and the blown by air and other things, and other microorganisms present in environment. Students, here some of the things are listed, and you can understand for their decomposition how much time it is taking. Say the peels of vegetable, this is the first one, and fruits, the leftover food stuff, means the food waste you are generating, they decompose hardly in 1 to 2 weeks is enough for their decomposition and mixing in the soil. You will not identify whether it is the food item, whether it was the peels of banana or apple, anything. That will totally destroy and decompose. So this category of waste which destroy or decompose just in few days or weeks or year, they are called as biodegradable. Students, the other, if you are taking the paper, they decompose in nearly 1 month. They are also biodegradable waste. Students, if we are taking the cotton cloth, they decompose in 2 months. This if you are throwing in the dustbin or over the road or over the open environment, it will start decaying, and just in after nearly 5 to 6 months, it will decompose totally and it will mix with the soil. So it is biodegradable. Students, the wood, 10 to 15 years, means if the wood piece is left exposed to atmosphere, like they are facing, wood means the dry wood, okay, no, not the plant. Do not think plant will decay in or going to destroy in 15 years, or this forest is going to destroy in 15 years. No, wood means the dry part of the plant. So just in 10 to 15 years, it gets destroyed and it mixed with the soil. So it is biodegradable. Students, the woolen cloth, So just in about 1 to 2 years, it is biodegradable. Students, but if we are taking the metals like aluminium, iron, if you are throwing it in environment, then even after the 5 or 50 years or even 100 years, you can get that metal pieces. Not as earlier, but some of the pieces. Say you have thrown this much bigger pieces, after 50 years, you will get just a small piece. You may not be identify what was the original material or what was the shape of it, but some of the pieces will be there. Means some corrosion will occur, it will get corroded, and some part will be available. And it will take nearly 100 to 500 years to totally decompose. So wherever the time to decompose is more than 100 years, that is called as non-biodegradable. Okay, student? Another, consider the plastic bags. Students, considering the plastic bags, these plastic bags or artificial or synthetic fiber, they are also non-biodegradable. They are taking several years, even around more than 100 years. They will take. So this much. So those waste which are taking more than 100 years, they are called as non-biodegradable. But those waste which decompose easily just within few years, they are biodegradable. They are environment friendly. These non-biodegradable are not environment friendly. They are polluting the environment. How they are polluting? Those things we have to see. That is our last topic. Students, this plastic waste and environment, these plastic waste are damaging our environment. Once after eating the chips, you are throwing the plastic over the road, that will lay for several years over the road or beside the road. And it will take nearly more than 10 to 15 years to get decomposed and mixed with the soil. Even for this 10 years, it is destroying very slowly, very slowly, very slowly, very, very slowly. So while it is decaying or destroying, then the harmful gases are produced by this plastic and it is coming to our atmosphere. This way, the atmosphere gets polluted. Polluted or pollution is what? Unwanted thing which is contaminating or disturbing the balance of our atmosphere. Atmosphere means mixture of air. Okay, student? So unwanted gases is entering in our atmosphere. So atmosphere get contaminated. Air or unwanted solid also enters. They are also the pollutant or polluting our environment. As student, it is not only this much. Means one thing is, they on decaying this plastic or artificial fibers causes air pollution. Other problem. If you are throwing the polythene over the road, then you might have observed the animal like cow, buffalo, they are eating that polythene. You might have observed. Or if you are throwing this plastic along with the biodegradable waste, means along with your food items, then it is put into the waste disposal area. There, these animals like buffalo, cow, ox, they are eating this plastic. If the animal eats this plastic, then that plastic chokes the respiratory system of the animal. Means the animal will start feeling the breathing problem. As a result, the animal may die. The second problem with the animal is that plastic produces an inner lining, means a thin membrane inside the digestive system of the animal. This way digestive system get disturbed and the cow or buffalo or the animal will lastly die. So are you getting what is the consequence? You are just enjoying the chips, but throwing the bags, that is creating your air pollution, which is harming you. That is causing the problem for the nearby animals if they are taking that. So lot of problem. Then what is the remedy? The remedy is try to use minimum amount of this polythene and artificial fiber as much as you can. That is one thing, means reduce the use. Another thing, if you are using it, you do not throw it along with the biodegradable waste. You keep it separate and dispose it properly by burying it inside the earth. Okay? That could be the way. Let us see quickly. Students, this plastic causes various environmental pollution. Why environmental pollution? They takes very longer time. They take several of years to decompose. Even if we want to burn it, that do not burn easily, that will remain unburned. They start melting, just I had explained. Even on melting or burning, means partial burning, it produces very bad smell or even a smoke. Or even the toxic or poisonous gases are released on burning of these plastic and artificial fibers. Those harmful gases can cause the various disease to the human and animal. Are you getting? So it is that much harmful. Even it is convenient to use, but its disposal or the waste generated by this plastic and artificial fibers in synthetic fiber are a big challenge for us. Students, keep in mind, because it have longer duration, it takes several years to decompose, it do not burn easily, means not get completely burned. It releases poisonous gases on burning, means poisonous fumes on burning, and this causes air pollution. It enters into air, and once the living organism is breathing, that is causing the several respiratory disease. So keep in mind, it is that much harmful. So what is the method to avoid that? A student, try to reduce the production of plastic, means minimum use, separate it, or do not dispose it here and there, rather dispose it properly. That could be the way. How to reduce the use of plastic? While you are going to market, you must use the cotton bag or jute bag, which is made up of natural fiber, rather than using the polythene. Okay? So a student, use the bags made up of cotton or jute while going for the shopping. A student, another thing, another remedy, separate this non-biodegradable waste like plastic, synthetic fiber separately while you want to dispose, and the biodegradable waste separately. Do not throw your plastic items or synthetic fiber items in the dustbin where the fruit peels and biodegradable waste are thrown. Okay? So dispose it properly by burying it inside the earth. A student, so biodegradable, non-biodegradable waste should be collected separately and they should be disposed of separately. Like even biodegradable waste can be thrown anywhere. After a few years or few months, that will decompose or mix with the soil, but non-biodegradable do not decompose it. That's why you need to bury it. Or the other way, non-biodegradable plastic can be recycled into the new plastic, or the non-biodegradable glasses can be recycled into the new glass bottle. So use that recycling method that we are going to see. A student, reduce the harmful effect of this plastic. How? Use this recycling process. So recycle this plastic. Do not throw the plastic. Give the plastic to the manufacturing industry or recycling industry they will recycle it into the new plastic. That is called recycle. There are basically 4 methods of reducing the harmful effect. They are, first one is reduce the use of plastic or non-biodegradable waste. Another, reuse, means the item which is used again, if possible try to use it for other purpose. What that could be, students? That could be, once you are using the bucket for bathroom or collecting the water, once the bucket is broken, the same bucket can be used for making the flower pot. और जो गमला आप बाहर से खरीद के अच्छा सा सजाते हैं, उसके बदले उसी बकेट में मिट्टी भर के उसी को गमला बना लीजिए, if the bucket is broken. So this is what one of the reuse. The fabric cloth that we are using, and once it get older we are throwing it in dustbin. Do not throw, rather use this cotton or the artificial fiber cloth for mopping purposes. Getting a student? This is called as reuse, means after one uses you have to use it for some other purposes. A student, so reuse it. The third one is recycle, means even after reusing, this plastic item should be returned back to the industry, who can melt it again and make the new plastic just by reprocessing. Getting? That is called as recycling. And the fourth one is recover. So this recovering means the new items is prepared from the older items by recycling. That is called as recovery. So keep in mind, these 4 are very important for reducing the harmful effect of synthetic fiber and plastic. What were the various harmful effects? I had already explained. Let us see one more harmful effect. Even this plastic causes very harmful effect to our animals. I had already explained why. This plastic material, if we are throwing in our environment with our biodegradable waste, it is taken by the animals and this chokes the respiratory system, means the respiration problem in animal arises. Also, this plastic material forms the inner lining in their stomach, means in digestion system. So both digestive system and respiratory system are getting damaged, and this may leads to death of the animal also. Okay, already explained, but the same is written here. So student, we have learned that the plastic and fiber what we are using every day for making our life comfortable, that is posing challenge to our environment. So it is our responsibility to reduce the harmful effect of use of these artificial fibers and plastic. How to reduce? A student, do not forget this 4R formula. Try to reduce the use, like use the cotton and jute bag while going to the market in place of using the polythene bag. The other, reuse, again use this after one of the uses. Recycle, send back to the factory and make new items from the used material. Students, so being a responsible citizen, we shall try to follow the 4R formula. It is the final conclusion. So use this jute bag and minimize the use of plastic. Correct? So that is called as reduce, the first R. So this was all about today's class. So students, what we have learned, the things that we have learned, just in 5 minutes we are going to summarize. First thing, what is fiber? Fiber are of 2 kinds: natural fiber, artificial fiber. Natural fiber, cotton, silk, wool, jute. Artificial fiber, rayon, nylon, polyester, acrylic. These are various uses we had learned. There are various uses. Then we had come to the topic of the plastic. Plastic are of the 2 kinds: thermoplastic. thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic, those plastic whose shape can be changed easily by heating, they are flexible. And thermosetting plastic, those plastic whose shape cannot be changed or which are very much heat resistant. Thermosetting plastic are used for making the switches and the tiles, non-stick, other material. These thermosetting plastic are of the Teflon, then Melamine. This thing we had learned. Students, various more detail you must go previously or backward, you can see it. Student, this thing we had learned. Finally, we had concluded that all these artificial fibers and this plastic are posing various challenges to our environment. They are polluting our environment. On one hand, they are making our life comfortable, but on the other hand, they are creating a lot of problem. Means ultimately, environment pollution that causes disease among us. They are causing various problems to the animals and other living things. Those things we had learned. So how to reduce this effect? By using the 4R formula. So this was this summary. The same thing is written here, student. Synthetic fiber like plastic, natural fiber, the various examples, they are called as consist of the large number of units, so called as the polymers. This thing you can see. So the same thing is listed here. You can see this or you can read it taken from your textbook. Then coming to the exercise questions. Let us quickly, just within 2 to 3 minutes, I will give you the hint. Student, the first question, explain why some fiber are called as synthetic. Synthetic, those fiber which are prepared by human intervention or which are prepared by human involvement or which are man-made, they are called as synthetic fiber. Then you have to mark correct answer. Rayon is different from the synthetic fiber because this rayon is different from the synthetic fiber. Why? Students, though rayon is kept in synthetic fiber, but I had explained it, it is prepared from the wood, a natural source. So that's why it has different characteristics than nylon, okay, and polyester and acrylic. That one. So student, it has silk-like appearance.
Wood pulp,
It is
sir.
obtained from wood pulp. So option B is correct. It is different than synthetic fiber because it is obtained from natural source, use of the natural raw material wood. So B is correct option. Fill in the blanks. Synthetic fiber are also called as, a student, artificial or man-made. Keep in mind.
Man-made.
Yeah. Come to B. Synthetic fiber are synthesized from the raw material called petrochemical. I have just explained. Okay. Like synthetic fiber, plastic is also a polymer. Polymer. Okay, both are polymer. But this synthetic fiber can be drawn into the thin structure, thin line, thin wire-like or the thread-like structure. But plastic, different shapes. Drawing thin structure is quite difficult. These synthetic fiber are more flexible than the plastic. Student, coming to question number 4, give example which indicate nylon fiber are very strong. So example like used for parachute wire for climbing over the mountain. So parachute wire climbing over mountain. These are the few examples for making the ropes. So ropes making. Question number 5, explain why plastic container are favored over for storing. So why plastic is preferred? It is lighter and durable. Also they are non-corrosive. Means, student, if you are storing the liquid material inside the iron utensil or iron pot will get corroded because of reaction. But if the same, say, pickle or vinegar is stored in this plastic, it can be stored for a longer time. The plastic bottle will not destroy. Okay, that's why these plastic bottles are even used for storing the acids in your lab also, in addition to the glass bottle. Glass is also mostly non-reactive material. Okay, so explain why. I had explained because of its non-reactivity, easy to handle, lighter, and longer duration. Three things you have to keep in mind. Question number 6, explain the difference between the thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Already explained. Thermoplastic whose shape can be changed by heating, thermosetting whose shape cannot be changed. Okay, there. Various other differences with the example you have to write. Explain the following are made up of thermosetting plastic. So, handle of your saucepan, electric plug. So, why these are made? Because they are insulator. So, students, they are insulators of heat and electricity. So they will not conduct heat from one side to other, like you might be observing. If you are touching the cooker aluminium part, you will get burned. But if you are checking it with the handle, the temperature is not that much. Means the handle made up of this plastic is insulated or not conducting heat. Also, they do not conduct the electricity. That's why they are used for making the switches. This is the important feature. Another one is the durability and other things. Those features are also assisting this. But the main thing is this you have to write. A student, categorize the material following produced in can be recycled and cannot be recycled. Telephone instrument, plastic toys, cooker handle, carry bag. Students, keep in mind this telephone instrument, if it is consists of the thermosetting plastic, the recycling is difficult. But if it consists of the thermoplastic, then it can be recycled easily. Like plastic toys, it can be recycled. Cooker handle, difficult to recycle. This carry bag can be recycled. Ball point pen means this portion can be recycled. Plastic ball, if it is consist of the thermosetting plastic, it cannot be recycled. Plastic covering of the electric wire, this can be recycled. Okay, student. Plastic chair, it can be recycled. But this electric wire, their processing and recycling is a bit more difficult because taking the plastic away. But that can be recycled with more involvement or more process involvement. Electric switches, difficult to recycle. A student, coming to question number 9. Rana want to buy shirt for summer. Should he buy cotton shirt or shirt made up of synthetic fiber? A student, keep in mind, cotton is always comfortable than any other synthetic fiber. Why? Because between the cotton, large number of gaps are there. Means between the fiber of cotton, large number of gaps are there. So air can easily enter inside and the heat inside our body can easily come out. That's why cotton is always preferable. Okay? So cotton is the better choice. But if you want to get anything, say, where the heat should not pass, like winter cloth, like the umbrella cloth, there you will prefer artificial fiber like polyester, okay, and acrylate. So student, the answer is very easy. It is the cotton is preferred. Advise Rana for getting this reason, because cotton is more comfortable and because of bigger holes between the threads, the air can pass easily. That's why it gives more comfort. Even the cotton can absorb more water. So whatever the sweat produced from our body, that will be absorbed by or absorbed by that cloth, and we will feel comfortable. Students, coming to question number 10, give example to show that the plastic are non-corrosive. Student, if we store the acid inside the plastic do not destroy. Okay, or if we leave this plastic material exposed to moisture or air and water, the plastic do not get corroded. Like the use of plastic bucket do not corrode, it lasts for more than 10 years. But if we are taking the metal buckets, iron bucket or aluminium bucket, it get corroded and fine holes are generated in that metal bucket. Okay, that could be one of the example. So should the handle and of the toothbrush be made of some material? So ये handle किस चीज का बनना चाहिए? So it made up of the plastic. Students, coming to the 12, avoid plastic as far as possible. Why? You have to comment. It causes environmental pollution. It pollutes our environment. This plastic item generates non-biodegradable waste. As a result, the environment gets polluted. And even these plastic are taken by other animals, that creates disease, respiratory problem and stomach problem for the animals. So this was question number 12. Student, coming to question number 13, you have to match this column. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. So polyester, Teflon, Rayon, nylon. Which one is used where? So prepared by using wood pulp. We have just learned that this third is matching with A. So 1, 2, third and 4. Here we are getting that this third is matching with A. So write this third is our A. Use of making parachute and stocking. Students,
Sir, nylon.
Yeah, very good. So it is the fourth one. So it is our B. Must write this. Students, use of making non-stick. I had explained you. It is the Teflon. So it is C. Then fabric do not wrinkle. It is the polyester. So it is A. So this was the matching. Do not forget. So very important thing. It is asked in different form. Question number 14. Manufacturing synthetic fiber is actually helping conservation of forest. Means you are using the synthetic fiber. So students, the natural fiber are obtained from the forest or plant raw material. But if we are using the synthetic fiber, the raw material or the plant are not damaged. That's why it is said that use of synthetic fiber help in conserving our forest. Ready? Because from these natural resources, we have to make this cloth and other thing. So once we have made it with the synthetic fiber, the natural resources we will not disturb. That's why it is this. 15th, describe the activity to show that thermoplastic is poor conductor of electricity. A student, thermoplastic, poor conductor. So any activity you have to do, you can perform various activity like poor conductor of electricity. So if we touch the plug carrying the current with the plastic, then we do not feel any shock. That activity can be done. Or thermoplastic can be covered, or the wire can be covered with this thermoplastic, and we want to touch, we can feel, we will not feel this shock. So various activities you can show. So this was all about our This chapter